Greetings. We are the Arcturians. Suzanne has been feeling us all morning, but has not been able to concentrate her energy fields in that manner as she is preparing everything that she wants to take on her vacation. So she has asked that we speak to her now when she doesn't have something else to do. And we would like to speak initially a bit about having something else that has to be done before everyone, before you are able to find the time to connect with your own higher expression of self. What we would like to say to you is that once you are thinking in terms of time, it's already too late. Already you are within the confines of your third and fourth dimensional reality. So before you, quote, find the time, you will need to center yourself and allow your consciousness to expand into the upper fourth and even fifth dimension. And then all time is now. So Shauna, would you like to ask us a question?
Sure. In response to what you just mentioned, it sounds as if even when planning or setting intentions for agendas and activities and management of schedules, that it is advisable to do so in a higher state of consciousness.
Yes, it is definitely advisable to do so in a higher state of consciousness.
And thus that creates potential for not so much more, but more aligned activities and initiatives.
It allows you to log out of the third, fourth dimensional thinking of should I, could I, when will I, do I have time, can I fit this in? And it takes you into the now of what could be more important than planetary ascension.
And that statement alone assists in providing that the clarity of the priorities at the time.
Yes, it is definitely something that is difficult for those who are new to the process of realizing that they are not just third dimensional. For those who are new to the realization that they have their own expression of self that is overlighting them within every moment, and that is sending that higher frequency into their core to begin the activation of their kundalini. Also, when they are not aware that it is real, that ascension is real, that what they are reading is something that is actually happening, then it comes into a direct juxtaposition with daily life. Now, before that, before one comes to that place, then meditation, reading spirituality is something you do on your spare time. And during your daily life, doing your work life, you're making money, raising a family, taking care of your home, driving to your work. And therefore, a primary percentage of your consciousness is still logged into the third, fourth dimensional illusion. Now, as our awakened ones allow themselves to fully embrace that what is happening in their interdimensional communications and in their meditations and in their dreams is 100% real. Once that component of their life matches their third-dimensional life, then they come to a quandary of, well, can I afford to put my focus onto the higher self? What about my children? What about my job? How will I get my chores done? Now, some people will become lost then. They will say, that's ridiculous. I don't have time. I can go to church on Sunday. That's only a couple hours, and then I can forget about it the rest of the time. That's fine. But some people will say, you know what? I like the way I feel when I am connected with my higher self. And I'm going to give it a try and see if I can clean the house in that state of consciousness. Can I go through my emails in that state of consciousness? Can I have a meditation just because I feel like I need to get more, and then make sure that I write it down? Can I begin to make these kinds of choices in my daily life? That is a very big question, because when you say, can I, who are you asking? Are you asking your ego self, who would most assuredly say no? No, of course you can't do that. You don't have time. There's important things for you to do here. Stop fooling around with all that weird stuff. But if you center yourself and you get into that state that is coming into your consciousness more and more often, that feeling that you are not alone, that you are protected, that you are overlit, that somebody is whispering something into your ear all the time, and you can't always grab it, but you really want to, and you're somehow finding time to jot down what you're getting, to be still and listen, and maybe even share it with a friend. Now that is when you are beginning to choose to make ascension normal. Then is when you have entered in to that process of, I am leaving the old normal. I am moving in to the new normal. And the new normal is that we are on the path of, within the process of minute by minute experiencing interactions and intercommunications with energy fields, with plants, with animals, with people's consciousness, with our own higher guidance. And as you begin to make that normal, then it doesn't matter what other people think. If somebody else says, well, that's weird, you'll just smile. And you'll remember to look at their aura and see if they want that information. Because to give them the information if they don't want that just frightens them, and then they say something kind of mean or rude to you because you scared them. So in your sharing, make sure you take a long moment to check out their energy field, to ask a couple of maybe introductory questions, and see if they really want to hear it. And if they really want to hear it, then you'll have a good experience. You'll feel good about it. You'll feel good about this new reality that you are creating by sharing it with others. And then, as you feel good about it, you will come better and better. You'll bring your clairsentience online, and you'll instantly be able to feel if that person is ready. You'll bring your clairvoyance online. You see with your higher self what's occurring, and you will bring your clairaudience online so that you can hear your higher self. And as these higher perspectives of life come online, you automatically begin to shift your consciousness. It is not that now you have to meditate even longer. No, actually, you'll probably have to meditate less. You'll have to read less articles because you will be within the moment of that nowness. We do want to remind you that you still have a physical body, you still live in the physical world, You will get pulled out of your reverie. You will get a phone call. You will have a child that is crying. You will have a neighbor that knocks on your door. Part of making ascension normal is that ascension is normal. And it is normal to be interrupted. It is normal to be distracted. It is normal to have something else happen. So therefore, when you make ascension normal, you just normally integrate all of those distractions and disruptions into your process of ascension. So Shauna, we're asking you if you have any questions or comments you would like to add to this little commentary that we will share with our friends.
Well, it's valuable reminders of the common challenges that we face as we do go through this transition of expanding our consciousness and slowly, one moment at a time, exiting the matrix as we go through the reprogramming, the shifting into that new operating system where so many potentials and possibilities. It's just a fascinating process to imagine how far we've already come, and understanding how we do create our own reality. So all of these are helpful reminders that it's okay to still live in 3D. So you're having that balance of 3D, 4D, 5D connection, and being as mindful as possible and making the best decisions moment to moment to create the highest possible reality. And as we state, what could be more important than planetary ascension? I think that clarifies our purpose and is a very important reminder.
Yes, it is a good sign to put up at your work desk or on your Facebook, on the desktop of your computer, but to remind yourself to make ascension normal. Because what is probably the primary difficulty that we observe from our higher perception is that people will say, well, I'm busy, I just can't do that now. I just don't have time to do that now. And what we want to remind you is you are now looking at your life via the third or the fourth rung up this ladder. So therefore, you are on the same perspective of the issues and the problems that you are dealing with in your daily life. And as you climb that ladder up higher and up higher, then you will expand your consciousness and you will have a point of perception that you can look down into that lower frequency where those issues are and say, oh my heavens, look at that. No, hey, now from this perspective, I can see that I could do this, I can try that, I can do the other. Oh yes, that works perfectly. So when you allow your ascension process to be normal, then you allow yourself to take 5 minutes. You can go take a little walk as if you're going to the bathroom at the office. Go in the stall, close the door in the stall, sit there on your throne and say, okay, this problem is really bothering me. Is there a higher dimensional perspective of this? And then you will find it. And then you just buzz on back to your desk. It's done. You leave work early because you finished all your stuff. So know that the process of simultaneously going through ascension while you do your daily life is actually greatly assisting you with your daily life. So we say blessings to all of you, and we just wanted to peek in and say hello. And Shauna, did you want to add anything to that?
Oh, well, I think it's always fun to have discussions like these to show us that it is normal sometimes when we have difficulties, and having that higher perspective is so valuable. That's what it's all about. So thanks for the reminder.
Yes, and blessings to all of you. And remember, you are not a human being. You are wearing a human being. inside of your light body, that is inside of your kundalini, that is inside of your spinal cord, is your light body, and it is so anxious to burst forth. So, blessings be. Another exciting thing to look forward to. Bye-bye for now. We will return with more of these quick bulletins.